Right now, I'm standing in Times Square on New Year's in LEGO Fortnite. Two of my favorite builders made a complete replica of New York City on New Year's Day with the ball drop to the fireworks in the background and even all of the stores surrounding it. There's even secret pressure plates located around the map that actually light up the thrusters behind the stage that say the word Crafty. So I wanted to take the intro to today's video to wish every single one of you guys a happy new year. Shout out to both people that built this for me. This setup is absolutely amazing to just dance in front of for videos. I will have a gift card down in the comment section below at 500 likes for every single one of you. So don't forget to leave a like on the video and let's jump right into it. Maximum amount of essence was raised up to 1,500 total. And in that same update, they actually nerfed or removed the ability to just farm essence using your auto farmers. Today, I'm going to show you two other tricks that we can do to reach maximum amount of essence extremely quickly. Now, in yesterday's video, I showed you guys how to make 3 crossbows or 4 crossbows in order to do this unlimited or no reload trick with the crossbows when you guys are fighting different enemies. And with that, I showed you 4 runes that you should have on every single one of them. It comes at a pretty high cost though, because there's 12 runes needed and it costs over 150 essence in order to put down just 1 charm. Now, in order to do this, what you're going to need is over 10 Eye of the Storm, because we are going to be going over to the brand new Storm King area and we're going to unlock the portal to fight him. I know that sounds a little bit crazy for some of you, but we're not actually doing this to fight the Storm King. Now, if you're struggling in order to get any type of Eye of the Storm, what I recommend doing is clearing out some of the dungeon areas that aren't with the Storm King. The one that come with the Thunderlord or the Brute Duo is what you guys are going to go into and just fight every single enemy that's in here. By doing this, you will get a little bit of essence, but more importantly, you'll get the Eye of the Storm to really take advantage of this. Now, I know that this is going to be scary for some of you guys, but just trust the process here. You're going to use the 10 Eye of the Storm that you've gotten from any dungeons or any other ways of exploring, and you're going to enter into the Storm King arena. Now, here's the trick when it comes to this. The first few phases or the first few rounds of fighting the Storm King, he's actually going to put out these respawners, and in them is going to be minions that just continue to spawn up and try to fight you. These are extremely weak enemies, and having any of the meta materials or meta weapons, or the best weapons in the game for that matter, is going to help you clear these out very quickly. But here's the trick with it. If you don't destroy the respawners and you let them destroy themselves over time, the Storm King will just continue to put them out there, which means that you can sit here and fight the same few enemies over and over again until you decide that you have enough essence. Not only do you get yourself essence, but you're also going to get yourself more Eye of the Storm. You're going to get yourself a ton of arrows, storm fruit nectar, rift crystals, and so much more. So this isn't just an essence trick, it's really a trick to get an unlimited amount of whatever materials that you can get dropped here, because you have an hour to fight inside of here where nothing will spawn outside of the minion enemies, and the Storm King will never fight you by himself. Now, there is a cheaper way to do this, and that's going to be clearing out the dungeons. And when you get to this round of the fights or of the dungeons, which I believe is the 4th round of the dungeons, you're just not going to kill the respawners just like what you would do with the Storm King. Now, the major difference here is that the Storm King isn't in this fight, which means that eventually these respawners will destroy themselves and you'll get advanced to the next round. So this is a cheaper way to do it. You don't require the 10 Eye of the Storm. You could still get yourself a great amount of essence from farming up these enemies, but it is eventually going to expire. So I would definitely use this for a little bit of essence, but definitely use it in order to get Eye of the Storm so that you can get down there to fight the Storm King arena and get even more essence and other materials. Now, I'm saving this for a little bit deeper in the video because a lot of people click off the second they see what the trick is. But when you guys are inside of the Storm King arena, there's actually a few spots that you can get to where the enemies will not attack you. If they do start throwing rocks at you, just kill them, and then what you're actually able to do is once you've received maximum amount of essence and enough of the materials that you're ready to leave, or at least stash them to then return, you're just going to back out of the game while you're taking no damage. I know that this comes off as some sort of a risk here, especially inside of expert mode, but I did this on stream last night and I also did it during this video, video, and what you'll actually be able to see is that enemies will no longer attack you when you leave, and you don't have to worry about dying. Once you spawn back into the game, what happens is you get absorbed by the storm sickness and placed outside of that area. You just simply want to go right back in, enter into your portal, and then go back to your main base. That way you can burn that essence or use it on weapons and then return for whatever remaining amount of time that you have on that portal. And just to show you truly how much material you get from sitting inside of there for long periods of time, this is me and Opsman's chest after doing it for about 10 to 15 minutes last night. We have a ton of Rift Crystal, a ton of Eye of the Storm, and so many greater Storm Core if they ever add in a use for that material. Now, I mentioned earlier in today's video that essence farms when it came to the auto farming trick have been patched or nerfed. Now, they did leave it in for bananas, maybe pineapples and coconuts. I'm not 100% sure on those, but for bananas, I know for sure that you're going to get essence for every single plot that you have. The really nice thing about doing this with bananas is that you're going to get 3 bananas for every single time that you hit these, as well as 1 essence for every single time that you do it, which ultimately means that if you have a few hundred plots, you're getting a few hundred essence every few minutes. Now, if you're new to this sort of trick, let's break down the materials needed and how you're going to set this up. First thing you need is a ton of granite, as well as silk fabric, cord, torches, blast powder, wood, the fruit that you want, and then your soil and fertilizer. Now, building this is actually fairly simple, but follow along so you don't make any sort of mistakes. You guys are going to want to put down a wood foundation, and the best way to make this look nice is to place down a floor and then actually snap tool a foundation onto it so the foundation is buried under the ground. Once you have your foundation down, go into the control section and find your vehicle base 03. That's going to be made strictly out of granite. You're going to place 1 down, put 1 above it, and then you're just going to pull a few of these out depending on the length that you want and make it look just like this. Then just make sure that you expand any of your foundation out. That way that you can plant down these garden plots on them for maximum efficiency. Take your garden plots and nudge them 2 pieces over to the right. You should have this small gap in between the wall or the vehicle base and where your garden plot is. If they're too close, unfortunately, this won't work, and this seems to be the sweet spot. This is where things get a little bit tricky, but as long as you have an activated balloon and you are using vehicle base 03, you should be able to snap tool this directly in between or right in the middle of where the garden plot is on top of that vehicle base 03. Once you've done that, you're then going to take your activated switch, and by pressing the activated switch, will actually punch those balloons directly into your new banana trees. Split all of these up so you can fill each and every one of these, and then just start depositing your bananas in there and wait for them to grow. Now you're all set up, and it really is as simple as walking up to that activation switch every day, punching down your banana trees, grabbing your essence in your bananas, and then stocking up to make even more garden plots and more of these activated balloon stations. Getting max essence is definitely a little bit tedious, but using both of these tricks, you could do it in under 10 minutes every single day simply by fighting in the Storm King arena or building enough banana plants over time. I would definitely try to take advantage of this as much as you guys can before some sort of patch came out, because if they were able to patch it as far as the clomberries go and any other type of plant, I could definitely see them doing that with bananas and anything else that works. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace. But YouTube thinks that you're gonna like that video that's up there in the top left, and you may also want to hit that subscribe button in the top right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.